Hey friends, this is your girl Gloria from Heart of the City, San Diego. How's it going? Um, I am tuning in here from San Diego, California. And, which way am I going? Okay, this way. And I'm live, and this is not my first live. I've done lives before, but I wanted to start um, a constant coming on here and seeing everyone. And so I do a weekly lesson every Sunday at 8 p.m. I think I'm going to add TikTok to my weekly lessons. Do you think you might like that? And tell me where you're from. I see somebody popping in. Hi, Flourishings. So each week, I have on my YouTube, I tune in and I have a weekly lesson. And I just really enjoy, sharing my wisdom, my knowledge, and things like that. Hey, what's up, Strawberry Girl? I love you and miss you. And so I think what I'm going to do is every Sunday at 8 p.m., I'm going to teach it on TikTok as well. So we'll all be here together. And I think you'll like it because the last season that I did was what the last couple of months. I started in November. And what we taught on was grieving. So we talked a lot about grief, and especially grief through the holidays, because grief is really high. Your emotions are like on a roller coaster during the holidays, because we get so happy. A lot of people love, going into the holidays, but then there's also an emotional down as well. So there's like, you get all this decorations and all the lights and everything, and there's this emotion that goes high, but then there's also a crash. So it's almost like eating sugar, and then bam, there's a crash. You like crash out from the sugar dying out, right? And there's a depression that happens after. So, there, just to be aware that happens. I taught on that for about a good couple of months. We just finished. So, some of you may have been through grief in your life before. And I wonder how you cope, right? So I gave I shared some things about grieving, and that, a lot of people are trying to look at how to escape it. But I'm teaching you not to escape it, but to how to go with the flow. Okay. One of the things I learned a long time ago, in exercising or learning different fight skills or whatever. I was a former boxer. I'm also a former motocross athlete. But in some of and I'm not anything good or anything, not anymore. And then I'm 61 years old, so this is I'm now older. So, but I learned that in some things you have to go with the flow. You can't like escape some things, So some things you have to observe what you're going to do with it. Look to see what's happening, and then check your emotions. And some things you have to just go through them. And in the going through them, you're also then checking yourself. What are you going through? What are you dealing with? A lot of people aren't like aware. They don't have a sense of awareness, especially when it comes to their emotions and things like that. And so, it's important to have a place where you can be in touch with your emotions and how you're feeling and what you're going through and stuff like that. So, even though I teach on this stuff, I still like kind of not sneak in, but I kind of go in and not tell people what I do. Because a lot of people there's a lot of people that want my attention and want to know what I do. So I like to go into, places like a support group. So I go to a support group for women, and it's just a women's group. And I like to go in and be a part of it, without people knowing who I am and things like that, right? Because sometimes when people know who you are and you've done some things in life, I don't want to tell everyone right away, so basically I just want people to accept me for who I am. But I also, it helps me to also then just be the sit-in person, be the learner, right? I'm not the teacher, I'm the learner. And it helps me to stay grounded and stay, in tune with what everyone is talking about, in tune with, young moms and older moms and, people like that. And so, in the group today, we talked about support and what does it mean to you? What does that word mean? And for some, it means like, someone said, everybody gave their opinion on what it meant to them. But the reason why we say support, the main reason, our group leader, who's just the one, a cute young, professional, and she basically said, that she wanted a strong word support because that people already can know what they're coming in for, that we are a support to one another. And how do we make that out there? How do we do that out in the world though? So I shared today, before I went into the group, I didn't even know she was going to talk about this, but each person can do their own one little tiny thing, right? I don't know if you ever watched Peter Pan. I just love Peter Pan. I love all those things like that. But in the Peter Pan program, if you've ever watched it, there's a part in the movie where Peter Pan is trying. He's a kid himself, but he's trying to be the leader of all these kids. And so there's a part in the movie where he's pretending to be this kid, this leader. And I think we all are. No one knows what they're doing, right? We're just all hey, I'm the leader. And everybody believes you, right? So anyways, the littlest kid, he says, but he's giving everybody a project to do, right? You're going to take care of the food, and you're going to take care of this, and you're going to take care of that. And this tiny little kid, the littlest one, he says, but what do I do? And Peter Pan turns to him and says, you know how leaders are, right? Because we sometimes we make up stuff at the drop of the hat or whatever. We're good at it. So he says, you're going to take care of the bugs, the little ones, like that. And he goes like this, right? And so the little kid was all happy that he had a project, right? He was given something to do and something important. And so I love that little piece. That little piece in that movie really speaks to me, because we're in this huge giant of a world with all these kids pretending and playing leader. I'm the leader today. And it's really what it seems like, you know. And I know there's some great leaders and they've done some things, but we've all had to learn through all of that, right? Um, and I think that, you know, if and people always ask the question when I come onto my YouTube and things like that, and I share, you know, some of the things that I've done in the world and things, you know, as a humanitarian and going out and doing some humanitarian work, and they'll ask me, you know, serious political questions. Well, what are you going to do about the Ukrainian war? What are you going to do about this? And what are you going to do about that? And I have to say, I never set out anywhere and asked, what are you going to do about this? I didn't go to any other government official and say, what are you going to do about this? No, I was in England for a zillion years and then landed back in San Diego, and I observed and I walked, I lived in the barrio Logan Heights, and I walked and I talked to the vendors. I talked to the store owners, and I talked to my family members, and I was, you know, observed and listened and got into the culture. You know, went around and kind of reminisced a little bit from my younger growing up years and stuff. And I got to know the city, hung out in different churches that I never hung out in before, and got to know the leaders, got to know who's doing what in the city and who's making the impact in the city. What does that look like, right? And what do other people say that don't know you? What are they saying about all that leadership stuff? What are they saying? Are we listening? I listened. And so, you know, I didn't ask, what are you going to do about this? I said, how can I help? That's what I said. How can I help? I know a few things. How can I help? And I said, I don't even know what can I do, because I was reinventing myself. And I said, I know one thing that I know how to do. I know how to get a group together, because I pastored a church for a zillion years. I know how to get a group together. So I got a group together, and I had what we call a little Bible study. My first one, no one came. No one came because they didn't know I existed. And then, you know, I realized, because, you know, social media is new, was new back then, realized, hey, people use social media to tell people where they are. They don't use flyers anymore, not really. They use social media. So I said, I'm going to post my Bible study on social media. Well, people came. All the strange people came. And I was able to pray for them, okay? And so that's how my Bible study got started. And so that's why you see me here today. So I'm going to come on every Sunday at 8 p.m. If you want to join in, you're welcome to. And I'll share more stories about this. And that's basically what I did. I landed in San Diego, you know, did a group, because I seen people posting about, you know, on social media. They used it to tell people what they do. And so, sure enough, people started to come, and through that, you know, people got to talking, they got to know me, and I got to know them. And, you know, people shared their visions and their dreams of what they see in San Diego. They didn't ask me, what are you going to do? If they did, I said, I would tell them, what are you going to do? Because I'm sassy like that, you know. I'm not going to be the person who's going to debate. But I'm going to ask you, what are you going to do about it? Don't ask me what I'm going to do about it, because we all do this together. I need you and you need me. Okay? And if we work together in this world, then we can do some big things. Okay? And we all don't have to be the same. Got a clue? That's a clue. We all don't have to be the same, okay? We don't have to all be Pentecostal, and that's the one thing that I learned when I went overseas is, maybe there wasn't any Pentecostals who wanted to be my friend, but the vicar did. I don't know if you know what the vicar is. The vicar is the pastor or the leader of the chapel inside your city. He would be the senior pastor of the chapel that is in your city, the Church of England, and they're called vicars. And some people don't know what that is, but it's like the priest or the pastor. And I made friends with the vicar. They were really strange, him and his wife. They didn't have, I'm animated, and they had no expression. And I didn't know if they liked me or not, but they kept inviting me over. So I said, I think they like me. That'll give you a hint. Culturally, I couldn't tell because they didn't go, oh, hey, happy to see you. No, they just said, oh, welcome in. And I didn't know. I was like, okay, I don't know what that means, but let's do this. All right. So just be yourself. And another thing out there, TikTokers, take it from an old girl like me, that if you want longevity and you want to be around for a long time, then don't be like everybody else. Don't do all the copycat stuff. Okay. There's way too much of that. And we can see you. I can see you. We see you. We noticed all the trends. Okay. There was a time when we could do trends, what people are dressing like in the trends and stuff. When we didn't have social media and it was cool. But now we all see it. Like, it's like in your face. And it's like, whoa, that girl's doing that. Just like that girl. And that man is doing it too. Even that man is copying that kid. So yeah, don't do that. That's just, a little bit of wisdom. If you want to be somebody who is, here for a long, long time, it takes a long, long time to, it's hard to be somebody else for a long, long time. That's what I'm trying to say. It is hard to be somebody else for a long, long time, but you can be you. You could be yourself for a very long time, for the rest of your life. If you just be you, just act like you, just be you. And, people are reading scripts. It's a script, obviously. It's obvious. So I'm used to speaking without a script, without anything, and speaking from my heart and speaking from my own life, wisdom and knowledge. And that I've done for over 40 years. Well, because we didn't, my days, we didn't have social media. So I didn't grow up with the social media stuff anyway. So when I first did a live, I wasn't very good at doing a live on video. It wasn't, it was weird looking at myself and talking. But it real quickly got really easy for me to do. And so I started sharing stories and experiences. All right. So anyway, I'm going to let you go for now. I am cooking a pizza and I need to go check on it and then eat it because your girl is hungry. I am hungry. I've been videoing all day long, getting ready for I do have a podcast. My name is Gloria Medrano. If you want to go check it out. It's all over just Google my name. Google Gloria Medrano. Okay. All right. Love you. Praying for you. Bless you. In Jesus' name. Bye.